Hey guys, welcome back to Flying in Space with Planet Head. It is, well, today it is October 14th, 2024. Probably be posting this in about 2 or 3 days. Um, I wasn't too sure if I was going to do a video tonight, and then I just ran across something that has, in my mind, probably confirmed something. So I wanted to post that as far as your rankings and your progression with rankings. So I thought I'd pop that in here. Then I thought, well, heck, let's go ahead and show you guys also that I have, at least for a short period of time, um, boosted into or moved on from the Incursus into the Tristan. So I'll give you my initial thoughts on that. And I'm actually going to do a little bit of a test with the fitting on that as well, in relation to your skills. So I thought I'd do those two things, and then just a little blurb at the end about uh, music videos and stuff like that. So let's just jump in real quick. And I'm starting to run a little low on coffee, so this video might go a little bit shorter than normal. We'll see how long I can talk. If you're wondering, I have worn out the puppy. She is lying right next to me, but she is not moving. We were out in the yard running around a lot today. So I doubt she's going to make an appearance here, even though I can pet her. Um, so let's just check this out. The thing that I originally, reason why I wanted to do this video tonight, just before I forgot, and the exact instance that I'm here, I don't know if you can actually see this, and I don't really want to try to blow it up some way there, but I'm going to run through here and show you. I had been wondering, it had seemed like as I was doing the missioning, I think I brought this up in the past, but I wasn't 100% sure. Now I'm about 99.5% sure that this is happening. Um, that as you got higher in your rankings with at least individual agents, you would get less bang for your buck as far as doing the missions themselves. My kind of little goal, and I'm wondering if it would go the opposite with the negative side as well. That might be interesting. Um, but in general, I have over the last couple, about 2 weeks, only focused on doing level 1 missions through one agent. I wanted to see if I could get her to a 10.0 um, agents ranking, um, interaction standing. And so I'll just show you here. I'm going to start a conversation with this agent. And right now I'm at 9.8. And I felt like as I got closer and closer to the 10.0, but I didn't have any numbers um, really substantial to prove it. It felt like I was getting less and less. It was making it harder and harder for me to get. It was almost like on a curve. But and I think I have kind of proven that because I was wondering if the other thing was that if you're doing repeat missions, like you're doing the same mission and then you're doing it later on, would that lower the amount you were getting? And I don't think that's the case because of what I just saw, and kind of what I want to do this video right now for, because I just completed a mission. So, as if you've watched my previous videos, anybody who's watching this video for the first time, I do have a playlist. This is just a um, chronological kind of history of me returning to Eve and things that I've noticed and digging a little bit deeper. If you in learning and just having fun, if you want to check it out from the very beginning, there should be a link to the playlist in the description. That said, so as you can see here, I've been notating just in a regular notepad all of the different missions that I've been doing. And just recently, and a lot of these, it took a while, but these have really started to repeat. And I think I'm up to, I think I have done, I just did a new one, which is important with what I want to talk about. But I think I'm up to about 45 or 46, um, maybe a little bit more than that, different missions that I've completed And then if you probably double that amount because of some of them that doubled, some of them I haven't done again. Um, but in general, I've pretty much run the gambit here on these. But just recently, the last mission I did was called The Score, and it was a very basic mission. But ironically, the whole time through um, that I've been playing those other missions, I had never done that mission before. So I thought this was a great time to test and see if I got a decent amount of um, uh, ranking boost. So, and this is the tough part. I don't think you can see this, but I'm going to read some numbers off to you. So the last mission that I did, my ranking went up with this agent by only zero point zero 0.01. Um, and I know that when I originally started doing these missions, um, all of these missions, there was only one mission that the first time I did it, it gave me below 1.010 or less. Um, and that was alluring emanations. I think it was just a drone thing. I think you could speed run that. I'm not sure. But I got very little for that one. But everything else, I had one that was 0.014 and a 0.015. But this was the second lowest that I ever gotten. And then it just popped up with my news feed that my standings with this agent had gone up by 0.526. But if you go into the actual rankings or the standings, and I hover over the last mission, it shows at the very top, again, just 0.01. So that's my initial part of it. I'm like, okay, never did the mission before. The 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 notification said I got a lot more than what it's saying, and it's a lot less than normally I would get. Second part that I looked for was the mission that I did right before this, and I got a 0.018 on it, was called the Worlds Collide. And with that one, I only got 0.018. A couple of missions before, I'm going to try to find it here. I just completed that mission before that. I want to say earlier today. So that, and I'm just going to find it here. Blah, blah, blah. Blah, blah, blah. Is that it there? There it is. So the one that I did just maybe an hour ago, I got 0.018. And then earlier today, or maybe last night, I for that exact same mission, I got 0.032. And then even farther down here, if I'm not mistaken, Worlds Collide. Yeah, there it is. So I got a 0.043 for the same mission, which tells me that most likely, I'm like 99% sure on this, that the closer it's on a bell curve, the closer you get to that top 10%, 10 is it actually gives you less for your rankings for individual agents. Does this, number one, so there's some other questions. Does it affect my negative standings as I get closer to negative 10? Is it also the same way with faction standings and with corporation standings? And I'll keep an eye out on that as well. Um, those will be a little bit easier to see. Actually, I might be able to do that with the corporation because I did, and you can only raise your, well, it would be the corporation side of it here. Corporation would go up with, so that's interesting. So with the corporation worlds collide, I got 0.048 for the last one, where the before I got a lot less than that for the individual agent. But my current corporation standing is much, much lower. It's at a 4.24, I'm reading off a lot of numbers here. Um, versus being at a 9.8 right now. So I think there's a bell curve here. I don't know yet whether or not it's affected into your corporation or into your um, faction standings. There's probably like 5 web pages out there and 4 other videos that talk about it, but this is one of those things I really enjoy trying to figure it out rather than looking it up. Now that I know it, I know that it would be kind of dumb to spend a bunch of time trying to raise individual agents unless I have a specific reason to do so. And I have thought of those reasons, which I might want to talk about in the future. But so yeah, just a little tidbit there. I'm sorry if I talked a bunch of numbers. Real quick, said I'd talk about the Tristan here that I picked up. Totally fitted it out with just basic stuff. We'll just pull the fitting up here. Blah blah blah. There. Nope, that's the ship tree. Hate it when I accidentally hit the ship tree because it takes a while to come up. Go away. Don't need the ship tree. I'm looking for the fitting. Alrighty. So just in general, I just fitted it out with stuff that I'm carrying along. Um, and uh, I did want to see if doing the missions was easier, at least at level 1, with the Tristan, and it has been. I've had to adjust my gameplay a little bit. I'm actually not shooting very many things unless I have to destroy a building or something. I'm mostly using all drone damage while I'm doing these missions. As you can tell, there's some slots that are open here. I just kind of filled in. I threw some drone damage amplifiers and a armor repair. Um, there's I think the Tristan, for being a frigate, a lot of frigates are there's kind of 1 or 2 ways you can fit them. The Tristan to me seems to be one of those ships that you can fit a bunch of different ways. In general, I just threw an armor repair on here because it was easy and I had it lying around. But you can actually go, I think, with a shield tank on the Tristan as well, which a lot of frigates are either armor or a shield. I've seen where people use a shield tank, which would give them more damage protection in their low set. Um, but what I want, so I'm just flying around here. And what I found is a lot of these lower missions are much easier to do with the drones just going and taking care of your business for you. So that's been cool. Later missions, I'm assuming, especially once you get into like Pochvin and stuff, I know that the new updates have given the AI a lot better ability to shoot at your drones, which since the Tristan can only carry 5 um, and no backups, if you lose one, you've lost that damage the whole way. So right now, it's perfectly fine with me. I think it's a great little ship. I think a lot of people love using it, especially for PvP. But it does have its limitations. I'll probably be moving on from it fairly soon because I've flown this before, but I just want to test that out. That said, I do want to do a test live here and see what happens. So again, I'm not sure if you can see these little numbers here. You might be able to. But my current DPS with this setup, with my limited skills, I don't even think I have a million skill points yet, at least assigned. But I might be close. But my current DPS is 64.2. Now, some of you guys out there who've been doing this for a long time, I know, there's a lot of ships out there that you can boost up to be doing like 500, 600 DPS. Um, I know even just regular destroyers can do a bunch, but I don't have a lot of skills, but I'm at 64.2 right now. Here's the test I wanted to do. And I think I did this test for myself a year ago, and I think I know the answer. But if you watched my last video, I had assumed something that I thought, and I was wrong. So this has been kind of fun, retesting a few things and making sure that I'm understanding something correctly. What I want to do is I want to I have drones level 4 right now. I currently have 5. Um, 5. Wait, is there? Oh, it can actually hold more than. Wow, I'm wrong. Maybe they updated this. There's another one I just noticed. You can have more than 5 drones in a Tristan. Looks like it's up to 40 M3, so you can have up to 8 drones. Hey, that's helpful. Did that change? I wonder if that changed at some point. Hmm. Or maybe I was just wrong. I'm wrong a lot. All right, stop in my brain. Hold on one second. Okay, here's the test. So I have 5 light um, Hornet drones on this. I'm at 64.2. My drone skill right now is only 4. So I want to see, I'm going to actually use some saved up skill points to raise my drone skill from a level 4 to a level 5. And I want to see if the fit amount here actually change, that my DPS actually changes when I change that skill so I can fly that 5th drone. Um, there's other bonuses to get in the 5th drone. That's, if you think about it, you have a 5th drone versus 4, that's a 20% or 25% bonus to your damage right there. And then on top of that, you can do the drone interfacing, which will then boost you up even more. I think another 30, 31, 32% once you do that. But in general, I'm going to spend live here some skill points to raise my drone skill up and see what the difference happens. So let's go into skill points. And remember, it was 64.2. And then I've got drones level 5 in here. Now I currently have almost 4 days and 22 hours, almost 5 days left to go. I'm going to move that down one because you can't add the skills and the skill points to something that is currently being trained. Um, I'm also finding, well, hold on, I almost went down a rabbit hole. I'm not going to do it. Stay on the plan. Stay on the plan. Um, so to raise this to level 5, I want to apply skill points. Now I have about 370,000. I'm going to apply 109,000 to this skill to raise it to level 5. Now remember, I'm at 64.2 DPS, 64.2. Okay, so my skills went up to level 5, and it took a second, but my DPS just went up to 74.9. So I have a bad short-term memory problem, but I know it was 64, I think, point 2. I raised my skill and it instantaneously added that in here. So that tells me something. That tells me that the fitting window does update. It doesn't go by what the capacity of the ship is. It also takes into account your skills. And that's kind of helpful. I know that's a small little test, but I like to test these little things out so I don't assume things are happening. And now I know that. I actually thought I remembered doing that a year ago or so. Um, and I think I was right this time. The last time I wasn't. Last episode I wasn't right with what I remembered. So, um, so that's that. I'm gonna try to still see if I can get to 10. I've only got a few more missions to do. I think I'm at 9.8. With that, I want to see if it is possible to get your ranking with an individual agent all the way up to exactly 10. Or at least, um, I wonder if it will, it rounds up. I will say that when it's showing you, but at 9.84 right now. So I'm going to keep doing that. So the last one here, and I'm going to minimize my screen here in a second. Um, I don't want you guys to be scared by the picture that's behind it. It's nothing bad. Um, I will show you where I get this picture from. One of the things that I do a lot is I have a love for uh, YouTube, especially for people who have made videos where they do montages of music, but of their favorite television shows. And I also have a major love for cinematography. And one of the websites that I like to go to a lot is, or one of the video sets that I found that I like, um, is a website or a thing that this guy did a couple years ago called The Beauty of, and then different shows that he likes, especially, and it's usually involving some sort of music with cinematography on top of it. And one of my all-time favorite cinematic TV shows was Westworld. Now, whether or not you liked it or not, or if you're like me, where you really were into it, like the first season or two, and you felt like the writing, it wasn't, didn't go terrible, but the writing wasn't up to a par as par to the par that the original part was the later seasons. Still, the cinematography and a lot of the music was really good. And I would love these montages that they do. I would love to see Eve or even people out there do similar stuff. The really good videos that are like this, you could tell they're done with some love in their heart because, and I might point some of these out down the road. They'll take music and align it with um, and tell a story with the show that might not have anything to do with it. Now, I have to give the Beauty of Westworld correct credit. They actually used the music, which was great too for Westworld. But there is a picture um, in uh, there is a cinematic scene or a couple cinematic scenes in Westworld, and on that video where they show close-ups of each character's face, and I thought it would be a good idea today because every once in a while I'm changing my background. And I thought, man, this one picture has always gotten me. And I remember when I saw on this one cinematic scene, just a picture of somebody's face was so. I remember seeing it when the show was on, and then when it popped up on the video, I was like, wow, that is so stunning. And literally earlier today, I was like, you know what? I'm going to snip that. I'm going to save it as my background. That's going to be the coolest background. And then I had it there, and the picture tells a story. But if you don't know the story, or you just catch it out of the corner of your eye, it kind of is jarring, and not in a terrible way, like a death and dismemberment way. But so I'm going to minimize here, um, and I'm going to show you, and I'm going to tell you, I gotta actually remove it because it bothers me a little bit. If you've seen my other backgrounds by accident, I usually just snip some show. I think I had the last one was The Expanse. Before that, I've had some other stuff on there. I think I had Rayla from the whatchamacallit, the Dragon Prince. I had a nice where she's sitting on a ledge. I have some other ones that I've done. But this one I made, I was like, that's gonna be cool. And man, was it not, because later on I was going through stuff and I minimized it. I'm like, whoa. So just to warn you, I'm just gonna minimize this one. But then I'm gonna talk about the picture a little bit and then I'm gonna remove it because I'm still gonna enjoy the picture down the road. But here we go. So whoop, that wasn't good. There you go. Bam! So this is the beauty of cinematography to me. By no means am I promoting a woman having a bloody nose. If you know the show and you know that this is a character who is, I don't want to say a robot, but they're from Westworld, blah, 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 blah. This actress did a great job of seeing the guy who did the cinematography. Because if you look, and if you want to watch the video, it's on there. If you, even though she's got a bloody nose, um, she has some of the most captivating eyes I've ever seen in my life. But she's got a smile on her face, and so earlier today I minimized it. This popped out at me, even though I had just put it up like an hour before, and I was like, "What?" But I am always captivated by great cinematography. I'm going to minimize that because it started bothering me. I am going to remove that later on today. Um, there we go. Let's get you back up here. Um, but I thought you guys might think that's funny because you think something's gonna be cool and then suddenly so if you ever want to keep an eye out for it, I might do it more often. I think I'm gonna start switching up my background pictures with different things. I think it's rare that I actually pull them up on here. I think I used to do it a lot more often, but uh, I think I had for the longest time. If you ever watched The Lord of the Rings, that famous picture where Boromir got the three arrows in his chest, had that for the longest time up there. But I got to remove that. Maybe I'll throw Boromir up there. Makes me feel good. Three arrows in your chest. Yeah, that's great. Um, but okay. Hey, that's all I got for today. Probably post this. I think I got one that's coming out tomorrow morning, which would be Wednesday. So this one will probably post on Friday. Other than that, um, you guys have a great week, and I will talk to you soon. Fly safe, fly dangerously. Oh, wait, tomorrow's Tuesday, so this one will probably post Thursday, I'm thinking. Doesn't matter. Not a big deal. Other than that, fly safe, fly dangerously, fly however you want, and I will talk to you soon. Have a good one. Bye bye.